welcome to your March 20th, 2023 transits reading. Today we are going to talk about all of the transits for the upcoming week and the special transits and things that are going on with the planets right now. So to start off, Mercury moved into Aries yesterday. This is making us want to make quick decisions, to have pioneering and independent thought. You may find yourself wanting to start a new project or something like that today. Ultimately, you're going to want to be more spontaneous and bold and assertive while Mercury is in Aries. And Mercury will stay in Aries. Let's double check. I think I wrote it down. Mercury will stay in Aries until April 3rd, okay? Now, starting today, we are now in Aries season, so happy Aries season. And the sun will stay in Aries until April 20th. So what comes with that is a further need to be a bit more assertive, direct, maybe a bit competitive at this time. You may feel like competitive or wanting to conquer certain goals and things like that. Just ultimately wanting to go head first into things like the realm of Aries. But we need to be careful during this time for the next month or so, or at least until Mercury moves out of Aries on the 3rd, or I'm sorry, April 3rd. Is to try not to be too insensitive and blurt things out, especially while Mars is still sitting in Gemini, which will still be going on until Saturday. Okay, so if you can hold your tongue and hold your horses until Saturday, when our actions are a little bit more guided by our intuition, once Mars moves into a water sign of Cancer, I would say to do that, because what's going to happen is you're going to feel yourself feeling a bit more combative or defensive. And we have some aspects to the MC and Pluto going on, which I will continue to talk about. That can make, things a little bit detrimental when it comes to letting your emotions or your defensivity or your defensiveness get the best of you. What else? We're seeing an end to the Venus conjunction to the North Node. During this time was a time where you might have found that networking and hanging out with people that can kind of help you achieve your purpose or your goals was just a lot easier to do. That is ending. So this is what I mean when I say while the Sun and Mercury move into Aries and stay here, it's going to be a time where you want to do things a little bit more on your own and be more independent. Whereas when we had Mercury sitting in Aquarius, or even Mars in Gemini, which will continue until Saturday, you'll find yourself maybe wanting to be a bit more social and involved with other people. But during this time, especially when Mars moves into Cancer, a water sign who, is more of a homebody, you may find yourself wanting to just be alone or things like that. Now, that is also going to be subject to your mood, because when Mars is in Cancer, the way that we move and initiate and act is very dependent on our mood. So for the next good while Mars sits in Cancer, from March 25th to May 20th, that'll be a reoccurring theme. Okay. Now on Saturday, the same day where Mars moves into Cancer, we will be experiencing Venus semi-square Neptune. So it's difficult because Mars is going direct. However, this particular aspect will bring some doubts, perhaps some endings. And you just want to be careful that whatever it is that you've been feeling this pull to change is rooted in truth and strategy, which is what we should have been practicing and moving towards while Mars was sitting in Gemini. Okay. The moon will be void on Saturday between 12:20 to 8:42 p.m. So if during that time anything big and momentous happens, really pay attention to it, because the moon will also be sextile Neptune in Gemini at this time. So be careful to not project your fantasies off onto other people and stuff like that at this time. This is a time where self-deception is very high. So especially during that time from 12:20 to 8:42 p.m., where that is going to be at its peak, just be careful. You know what I mean? If you can, try and separate yourself from other people. Maybe take a time to chill out, have lunch on your own or whatever. I don't know what you got going on Saturdays, but Saturday from 12 to 9, try to chill out. Okay. Now, in addition to this, the sun will also be sextile Pluto. So you may find yourself being on two sides of the spectrum for depending on you and depending where Mars or, you know, the degrees and stuff that you have in your chart. But you may find yourself feeling a bit more polite and having good manners, but the second that somebody, you know, kind of flips that switch in you, you can get to be stubborn, maybe a bit secretive or emotionally manipulative, or just, you know, standing in your strong will a little bit too much. So just, you know, try to keep that in mind, especially on Saturday, because everybody is going to feel that shift. Since Mars is moving into a different sign, everyone is going to feel that shift. But for others who may have prominent Cancer placements, prominent Aries placements, I would say you need to be extra careful. Okay. So for the rest of the week, we have a new moon tomorrow, the 21st, Tuesday, March 21st, 2023, and it's going to be a new moon in Aries. The sun is going to be conjunct the moon at this time in Aries, in a fire sign that can be a bit intense and aggressive. So you'll find, you know, you're wanting to commit yourself to your personal goals, be more assertive and confident at this time. Like I said, it's very possible that you may start a new project or something like that. But it's also a call to reevaluate the relationship you have with yourself. So do you like how you sit in yourself? Do you like how you project an image of yourself? What image that is? Really a time to look at that and see if that image or your way of being is in alignment with these new goals that you're starting to find yourself have during this new moon. In addition to this, the new moon will be occurring in the first degree of Aries. So it's going to be very strong and intense. And if you have any personal planets sitting anywhere between 0 to 5 degrees in a cardinal sign, so that of Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn, or if you have any mutable signs in the degrees 27 to 30 degrees in the sign of Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, or Sagittarius, you will feel this. So let's say if you have a Sagittarius moon at the 30th degree or 29th degree, yeah, you're going to feel this. Or if you are an Aries sun at 2nd degree, yeah, you're going to feel this, okay? Especially if it's at the 0 degree or 30 degrees, something like that. You're going to feel this new moon. And so that's why I'm really saying, try to keep yourself in check, and, you know, just be aware that we are very intense and a bit combative and headstrong at this time. And so if you are going to do something, make sure you're doing it right. Make sure that you are using your whole head, okay? Your whole body, be in tune with everything, because this is a very momentous time, especially because the sun will be sextile Pluto. What is that? On Saturday, when the moon moves in, or yeah, on Saturday when Mars moves into Cancer. So yeah, keep that in mind. Now, what else do I have for you guys before we get into the tarot part? When Mars moves into Cancer, we're going to feel a pull to be a bit, I don't want to say more active, but your actions are going to be based off of your mood. So while Mars is sitting in Cancer until May 20th, it's going to be very important for you guys to put yourself in situations that are going to make you feel good. You feel good, you're going to act good. But if you are in an environment that is making you emotionally anxious, what's that word? On edge, whatever, you're going to act that way. And you're also going to be thinking very, you know, like with the tunnel vision. So just keep that in mind. If you put yourself in the right situation, that tunnel vision and that intensity and determination that the sun in Aries and Mercury being in Aries at the same time brings. But if you are in a situation that is testing you, it's going to be a test. So if you act wrong, then you're going to fail, and it will have, you know, some sort of impact in a different area of your life. So just, you know, keep that in mind until the end of May, that your intuition is going to be what really guides you, not your feelings. That's different. You know what I mean? But how connected you are will be very important. You're also going to find that for this next period, once from March 25th to May 20th, that you're going to be kind of going towards your goals a bit sideways. So you may find yourself wanting to harshly judge yourself. Just keep that in mind, that it doesn't mean that you're not achieving things. It's just not as direct as maybe you would like it to be while Mercury sits in Aries. Like, what makes sense to you right now is to be direct. But Mars is going to be in a sign of the crab that literally walks sideways. So just keep that in mind and don't put too much pressure on yourself, because you don't want to deal with the effects of that, you know? Okay. Now, today, the sun is going to be in the 5th house, squaring Mars in the 8th house. So that means that there's going to be a lot of passion and drama, creating obstacles that are very intense. So try to stay away from any extremes today if you can. In addition to this, the sun and moon will both be in conjunction to Neptune. So you may find yourself wanting to be unreasonably self-sacrificing, because you really are trying to find your purpose. Like I said, just use your intuition with this today, especially today. Mercury is still squaring Mars, so quick decisions and quick thinking can still have some effects, so keep that in mind as well. We're still experiencing the Mars trine Saturn and Venus square Mars. Or sorry, that's supposed to be Venus square Pluto. Venus square Pluto transit. I talked about those already in the last couple of transit tarot readings of the day, so you can go and watch those. The most recent ones talk about those aspects in depth, but those are still going on. Mars squaring Neptune, still going on. So if you don't know what that means, go back and watch the other videos. In addition to this, today the Ascendant is going to be in opposition to Venus. The Ascendant is also squaring Pluto, and the MC is in opposition to Pluto. So what that means is if you let your emotions get the best of you, it can have an unclear to you effect on your social status, possibly your career, long-term goals, and how easy you can achieve them. So it's very important that if you are doing something today, that you generate good karma, not bad. Okay. Ascendant square Pluto and the Ascendant in opposition to Venus in relationships and friendships. Any dealings with other people today, you are going to come off as way more intense than you probably wanted to, or that you thought. And that's what I mean, especially with the MC in opposition to Pluto. The effects that it can have on your career, long-term goals, social status, and reputation can be pretty intense. So keep that in mind, okay? Now that's it for the tarot and transits for the week and today. Now let's get into the actual tarot reading. All right, let's get into the reading. We want to know what's the theme of today. We also want to see, Spirit, what the highest message of today is and the highest energy. Okay, so what's the theme of today? The Emperor. Yep. Mercury moved into Aries yesterday. This is the card of Aries. Mercury moved into Aries yesterday, and the sun is now in Aries as of today as well. So big Aries energy, of course. Of course that shit came out. Okay. What else? What's the highest message? Four of Pentacles. I just heard, just hold on, we going on. I don't know why. I just got in my head. Four of Pentacles. Okay. Okay. All right. What is the highest energy? Ten of Wands in reverse. Okay. Yeah. All right, bottom of the deck here, we have the Justice card in reverse. This is a card of decisions. I just talked about split decisions. I think that's what I'm getting. Making the wrong choice. For some of you, the message is to stop holding on to shit that no longer serves you, or to stop being so stubborn. Especially with this Ten of Wands in reverse here. It's like you're on a long road to nowhere. Why am I hearing that song? You know that song from Shrek? I'm on the road again. Something. I don't know. Yeah. This is a struggle. This is something. You're struggling. You're working hard This 10 of Wands here. Okay. 2 of Swords, yeah. Yeah. Not wanting to really listen, not really wanting to see, being a bit hard-headed. Let's look at, what did I say about these aspects today? That is the 2 of Swords. Yeah, Mercury squaring Mars, quick thinking. This is action. This is an action card right here. Mercury squaring Mars. That's what I'm getting here. The Sun is also squaring Mars too. Okay. Mars is still squaring Neptune. However, it is trine Saturn. So I feel like you guys feel like you're struggling, but I think it's going to be okay. However, you do need to be careful, because if you do have to make decisions today, big girl decisions, big boy decisions, yeah, Knight of Cups in reverse. Don't let your emotions be what makes you make the decision, because I just feel like they are rooted in this Emperor energy here, which can sometimes be very demanding and brutal, controlling. Okay, let's get some clarifications. Why do we have the Emperor with the 2 of Swords here? Why do we have this big Aries energy? I mean, we know why. We just talked about it, but I feel like these two almost came out. 9 of Cups and the 9 of Swords in reverse. I think it's because, okay, this is so interesting because we got a 2 of Swords. So 2 sides of the spectrum, 2 sides of thinking, right? So I feel like you guys are going to want to rush today. You're going to want to rush or be a bit demanding and assertive today. And it's because on one side, you are very anxious about something. But on the other side, you may even be feeling a bit arrogant and rich. So balancing that spectrum is going to be difficult. And why is it going to be difficult? The 4 of Pentacles, because for some reason doing one or the other, or one instead of the other, feels like you're at a loss. You want to hold on. Let's see, why do we have that? 4 of Pentacles here. Page of Cups in reverse. It's a bit of an emotional immaturity. That's why. Okay, what is the emotional immaturity stemming from? This 4 of Pentacles here. This is like stubbornness. This is being stubborn. But it's not the type of stubborn where you don't move. It's like you're so stubborn that you don't listen to reason, is what I'm hearing. You're not fair. Yeah, try to be very fair today. Yeah. Okay, why the emotional immaturity? I feel like this has a lot to do with the Sun squaring Mars today and the MC in opposition to Pluto. It's like the maturity and the ability to really go after your goals the right way is kind of blocked. Why? Why are the cards sticking too? Oh, fuck. 4 of Pentacles again. We got 2 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, it's just insanely stubborn. A bit hard-headed is what I'm getting. You guys are being hard-headed today. Let's put this down for a second. Do I have a book over here? No, I don't. Okay, for some of you, it's going to be like a want to overspend, especially with this 9 of Cups here, with this person like jumping in treasure. Yeah, Yeah, it's one thing to try to manifest abundance, and it's like another thing to try to like fake it or, you know, pretend that you have it. Don't overspend today at all. Because I feel like it's going to be rooted in this like need for things, like this need to have material things. And I think that has a lot to do with Venus moving into Taurus right now. But the idea is, in what I like about these two depictions and how they differ each other, is that one person here is holding on, like sneering and darkly to all of their riches, while the other person is 100% comfortable with whatever just fits in that bag. And it fits in her chest and in her hands comfortably. She's at peace. Even when there's more wealth behind her, she's still at peace. However, this person, they do seem to be a bit greedy, to want a little bit more. Like, you know, they have this, but they're looking to find something else at the same time. So yeah, don't be greedy. Don't be too demanding, pretentious today, you know, or superficial. That's not going to work. No overspending, okay? Yeah. Okay, why do we have the Ten of Wands in reverse? Why is this the highest energy of today? Tell me a little bit more about what the fuck? It just keeps flying. Yeah. So it's like some of y'all, when you start to feel unsure about how to balance everything, you can get a bit cold, distant, and hard. Like, you know, this Emperor energy in a bad place. But at the same time, Mercury has just moved into Aries. The sun has just moved into Aries. So you know, as like kind of like a young child, you want to explore, you want to do more, be spontaneous and independent. However, I feel like if you rush it or you put too much on your plate, it's not going to like be as triumphant as you want it to be with the Chariot card here. And this is just for today, y'all. Like, don't take this like too fucking intensely. Like, this is for the rest of your life. But, you know, the decisions you make today set you up for the future. So keep that in mind here. Bottom of the deck, again, we have the Justice card in reverse, 2. So like I said, the decisions you make today can still have an effect on, you know, the rest of your life. Keep that in mind, okay? Try to keep that in mind. That's the end of this reading, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.